Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look to what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week we'll be talking all about the full moon in Taurus. But in case you missed it, last week we talked all about Venus entering Capricorn, which does technically happen this week, but we gave it its own little highlight moment last week. So if you want to know more about that, then definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week we will tell you everything that you need to know about Sagittarius season and how it affects you.
And with that being said, let's dive into the episode. So technically, before we have the full moon in Taurus, we do have an outer planet transit happening, and that'll be Saturn retrograde ending when Saturn stations direct in Pisces on November 15th at 9:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Per usual, the date and time are from the website astroseek.com. What you need to know. When Saturn stations direct in Pisces and the retrograde ends, there will be a shift in your focus towards moving forward with the lessons that you might have learned during the retrograde. So Saturn direct in Pisces will be emphasizing boundaries, discipline, and structure when it comes to spirituality, creativity, and healing.
How this affects you. Once Saturn stations direct in Pisces, you might notice a clear sense of purpose and a stronger drive to apply what you've learned during the retrograde period. This is a good time to focus on setting boundaries, taking responsibility for your actions, and to continue working towards your long-term goals. This time is all about using your experiences wisely and setting yourself up for success in the future.
Why this matters. When Saturn stations direct in Pisces and we have the normal Saturn in Pisces energy back, it's a great time to be building a solid foundation for your emotional growth. So if there was anything that you learned during the retrograde, as we mentioned earlier, this is going to be a great time to take those lessons and apply them so that you can continue to build upon that solid foundation for your own development.
Something you might not know is that Saturn will move into Aries next year in May. Even though it will dip back into Pisces briefly during its retrograde next year, this is still one of the final times that we will have Saturn in Pisces, making it a time to really wrap up any of the remaining lessons for the Saturn in Pisces cycle. This is a good time to finalize any commitments and to integrate any areas of growth that have come up for you throughout this cycle so that you can finish them before we transition into Saturn in Aries.
Certain signs will be affected more than others by this transit. That's going to be Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius, personal placements only, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and or Mars. On the same day that Saturn stations direct in Pisces, we have the full moon in Taurus. So this is November 15th, but this will be happening at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know is that full moons are a time to be releasing, and the full moon in Taurus will be emphasizing themes of security and stability. So during this full moon, we are letting go of whatever might be in our way when it comes to feeling grounded and stable, or anything that is blocking you from achieving that sense of stability. This full moon is also a good time to be balancing practicality with emotional fulfillment.
How this affects you. With the full moon in Taurus, it's a good time to let go of anything that is weighing you down so that you can refresh your sense of stability and comfort. This is a good time to let go of what you no longer need, whether that is physically or doing things like reducing or simplifying any financial commitments and letting go of habits that don't support or align with your true values. This is a good time to enhance your well-being and to create a comfortable, cozy, fulfilling environment for yourself.
So, why this matters? The full moon in Taurus can bring a culmination of efforts related to your stability. As we mentioned earlier, full moons are about releasing what no longer serves you so that you can find balance once again, since Taurus is a sign that appreciates its comfort. Those themes will be present during this full moon as well.
Something you might not know is that the moon is exalted in Taurus, which means that it's able to perform at its best while it's in that sign. This can strengthen the moon's natural ability to nurture and stabilize, making it a good time to focus on creating comfort and security in your life. It's a good time to really embrace that energy and to let go of things that stop you from being able to stay grounded and be comfortable in your environment.
Certain signs will be affected more than others by this full moon. That will be Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, personal placements only, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and or Mars. Now, there are some aspects to this full moon that make this just a little bit more interesting. The first is going to be that the sun is trine Mars, which can bring a bunch of energy and confidence to take action and pursue your goals. So you might be feeling more able and determined to assert yourself on this day.
At the time of the full moon, the sun will be opposite Uranus with the moon conjunct Uranus. This can bring about unexpected changes, which is very different than Taurus's natural energy. With this aspect, you can expect to change up your routine, embrace new ideas, and even be more focused on your own individuality. This can help you to release and let go, as Uranus is always willing to try something new and embrace change.
The sun will also trine Neptune, while the moon will sextile Neptune, which can make this a more spiritual feeling full moon. This is a good aspect for connecting with your inner self and your intuition.
And lastly, the moon will also be trine Pluto. This aspect can bring about emotional depth and a very transformative energy. It can also really intensify the healing energy of the moon and help you to reflect on the things going on in your life in order to make meaningful changes.
And one last transit that we want to talk about that will be happening in the near future is Pluto entering Aquarius on November 19th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know: Pluto has previously been in Aquarius but dipped out into Capricorn, and now that Pluto retrograde in Capricorn is over and Pluto is finishing up its transit through Capricorn, we will be experiencing Pluto re-entering Aquarius and staying in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius signifies a major shift towards themes of transformation and innovation when it comes to things like technological advancements and new ways of thinking.
How this affects you. With Pluto in Aquarius, you might feel drawn to break away from traditional norms and try out new ideas. This can be a time of significant changes, both personally and on a societal level, as old ways of being are being replaced by things that are new and innovative. Aquarius is a very future-focused energy, so this is a time of transformation and progression.
Why this matters. Pluto in Aquarius is a significant transit because this is a big outer planet transit shift that will be influencing things like global trends for the next years to come. Since Aquarius is very future focused, this transit can bring some big breakthroughs when it comes to science and technological advancements, among other things.
Something you might not know is that Pluto's shift from Capricorn into Aquarius marks a big change from Capricorn themes to more of a focus on community and innovation. This change will last until 2043, leaving us with a lot of time to reshape and reinvent the way that we connect with others and allowing space for there to be more technological advancements.
Certain signs will be affected more than others. This will include Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. Personal placements only. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and or Mars. And that is it for this week's episode. Next week, we'll be talking all about Sagittarius season. So if you want to know more about that, then make sure wherever you're listening to the podcast, you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday. Bye.